Hello everyone, this is Aarti and welcome you all at my YouTube channel. In my previous video, I discussed about what are the loops in Python and what is the while loop in Python. And in this particular video, I will be discussing about what is the for loop in Python. Let's get started. So, as we have discussed in our last video, why to use while loop, okay? So the similar task that we was doing from while loop, we can do using for loop. So let's see that. So the syntax of for loop is for I in range of 10, okay? And what is the meaning of the syntax? So the for is a keyword, okay? The for is a keyword, like we are having while, and I is an variable name, and in is a keyword as well, and then we are having range as a 10. So we want to do our task 10 times. That's why we are using range is 10, okay? uh, if we want to do our task for 5 times, then we will give then I can give here, then we can give here 5, okay? So I want to do some task for 5 times, okay? Now uh, in this as well, we have to give indentation, as as we know, in Python we have to give indentation for working in a particular block, okay? So now here I will give what is the task that we want to perform for 5 times. So what I will give, print hello world, okay? It will print hello world 5 times, right? So the same thing, this is the same thing that we can do using for loop as well and while loop as well. But now what is the difference between these two loops? Why we are using, like, why we are having two loops, while loop and for loop? If you can do some task using while loop, then why we are using for loop, right? So now let's see some more different or advanced things that we can do in using for loop, okay? So like let's say I'm having a list, okay? I'm having a list. Its values are like 2, uh, ABCD, and 3.5, and okay. So I'm having this list. Now I want to print every item of this list line by line, okay? So now what I'm doing, I will be using a for loop, okay? So like for I in a list, okay? So now what what I is pointing, now I is pointing this values, okay? Every time it will be incrementing to each and every value, okay? Every value it will be incrementing by 1, okay? One index. So let's print this I, okay? And it will, it's printing ABCD 3.5, okay? So it's printing all these things. So this thing we can do using for loop, okay? So instead of this a list, we can also mention some list here, okay? We can also declare, we can also use a list here, like 2, 4, 1, 6, and then we can print this. It's printing this thing, okay? And instead of a list, we can also write some more things, like we can use string as well. So let's say we are having string, okay? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, okay? And we can print this thing. There are a lot of things that we can do using for loop, okay? And for loop is easy as compared to while loop as well. We can do many things in for loop. Uh, we can also do some like nested for loop, like for loop inside for loop. We can also do that things, and other things like that. All the things that we can do with while loop, we can do with for loop as well, right? So that was all about for loop, and that's it. Thanks for watching the video.